My role on council is as the portfolio holder for planning in this case, so from that point of view I suppose I'm the representative of the city in terms of planning matters. Okay, the panel is appointed by the Minister for Planning, so it's completely independent outside of Geelong, and the process is it's currently going through that it's out for public consultation, so that there's a formal response from the community about details of the application, and that will then come back to council, and then after that forwarded on to an independent panel of council makes that decision to do so. Okay, the panel is made up of from across Victoria, people who have been involved in planning across the state, and that panel for Geelong matters is selected from people who are outside of the Geelong region and who don't have general contact with Geelong, so it takes a new independent view of the application and how it meets planning standards. So,
but ultimately the buck stops with the council?
The council is the responsible authority in terms of planning, as the term goes, and so council does have to make the final decision, but really the panel is an opportunity to assess and provide input to council and recommendations to council.
So how did you think that people coming from sort of externally outside Geelong with no knowledge of the area would sort of be the best people to interview about or to put the bid to?
Okay. There's an act, there's a planning act, act of Parliament, which basically gives guidelines of how development is to occur, and so the role of the panel is to assess the project in light of that act, and so it's taking a fresh look. It's really about assessing the situation. I suppose in some ways really it's taking maybe views that, you know, it could be prejudiced views or one-sided views, and they make an assessment on the facts before them.
So do you think that the submissions by the residents will get that sort of adequate consideration that by the independent panel that you will have elected?
The Minister for Planning appoints the independent panel, so it's not a decision of council.
Yeah.
And that's their role, is to take account of the situation and deal with the matters before them. What that is, that's the provision of services, in this case supermarket and additional retail shops. It also allows the opportunity for other service type services to be put into place in the area, and I think we've seen it's pretty much a regular occurrence across the nation. You know, this is a neighbourhood facility is what people use on a regular basis for their day-to-day needs. Lascorp have been involved in a number of developments across the city, and we've had Ocean Grove, Leopold. They're just two that spring to mind that they've been involved with. So,
would you say that they're sort of overwhelming successes? Those?
Oh, look, certainly the Leopold and Ocean Grove centres that are in our region have been, I would say, quite successful. Those well patronised, and the car parks are usually full, so I would say just from an outside observer's point of view, yep, that they would have appeared to have been well received.
Also, just on the local businesses surrounding, I know that I've spoken to the IGA in North Valley Road, and they are a little bit concerned about the fact that they think that the shopping centre could affect their business. Sort of, what are your thoughts on if they were to have an affectation due to the project?
Yeah, look, the issue of competition is always one that gets raised during this process, and that's really an opportunity to assess those outcomes, and part of the planning process will be an economic assessment, and so that will take into account, look at the spends, look at the current provision of services, and determine whether this development's appropriate or not, and that's very much a part of it.